Yes. Get out there.
Morning. It is April 25th. This is the Richland County Board of Commissioners. I am here with Commissioners. I'm Darrell Banks, Commissioners with Mears, and Commissioner Tony Vero, our clerk Stacy Call, and our Mental Health Director Sherry Branham.
Honor.
Branham. Anybody online?
It's online.
Al Lawrence from the News Journal is online. And yes, we start with other. And can I get a motion to certify the record of proceedings for April 23rd?
Second.
For Banks,
Yes.
Barrow,
Yes.
for Mears,
Yes.
Can approve the requisitions?
Second.
for Banks,
Yes.
for Barrow,
Yes.
for Mears,
Yes.
Can we approve the weekly transfers? Additional appropriation request?
So moved.
Just a couple notes. I called Audrey Daniel yesterday. Prosecutor's office did not give a reason for their transfer. Just remind her, they do a good job, so I'm willing to approve it, but we still need to have reasons. And also, how do we want to pay for the auditor's request? That wasn't a part of the budget. They need money for the CAFR. So Stacy, how do you suggest we pay for that?
certified unappropriated funds, or we can transfer from contingency. They asked for certified unappropriated funds.
Let's just transfer from contingency. If that would be my suggestion.
I don't have a problem with that.
So I'll make that motion.
Second. And I'll contact Audrey.
Called her yesterday. She said,
Oh, you talked to her?
she didn't call me back yet.
I wrote at the bottom of the prosecutor's letter. It's for, I called, reminded her I needed a reason. It's for travel training for some, they're sending something.
Okay.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Can we get an improvement for agreement, backflow testing, standard plumbing?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And an annual over dimension vehicle permit for Reichland Construction Incorporated.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Okay, next on is Sherry, you want to tell us about Crystal Schaefer and why you'd like to have her on the board?
I became aware of Ms. Schaefer a few months ago. And, at that time, we didn't have an opening, but we have two, seats that are coming open at the end of June 24. So I reached back out to Jody after having some conversation with Commissioner Mears, who is our representative at the Mental Health Board. And, he actually reached out to her as well. We met with her, her background in mental health and addiction, and her education really supports the fact that she will be a quality representative on our board of directors. I think she would bring a lot to the board in relationship to the services that we deliver. She would just be a great asset based on everything that we heard about her as we met with her. Talk about the possibility of this occurring. So based on everything that I've learned and conversations that Commissioner Mears and I've had, I highly recommend that she be appointed. would be a perfect.
Yeah, we also had a discussion, because there are 6 clinical appointments, that at some point when there's an opening there, we may slide her over, make her a clinical appointment, and then backfill her as a commissioner appointment. Because
That would be
mental
perfect.
health background is so extensive.
Yeah, we have 6 seats with Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services, and they're very specific. And her clinical experience would fit that, and that's a really hard seat to fit, is the clinical person that works in the system and doesn't work under the mental health board's umbrella. So
In her resume, she certainly would fit that bill.
she,
And I would think that would be point her now and then move her over so we can. The board needs a good balance of people similar to this with good knowledge of mental health and so forth. And people with some business expense with finances and everything. And we're seeking that balance.
well, I appreciate the diversity of the appointments that you have made, because it does provide us with such a broad demographic and great representation of the people of Richland County. So the diversity is greatly appreciated, and the collaboration that we have with you is very valued.
I will make a motion to approve them.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director.
Hang on just a second. Al, you have any questions on that before Sherry leaves?
Carl. Jones.
Carl's on too.
Yeah, where is she from and how long is the appointment?
The appointment will run July 1 of 24, and it's a 4-year appointment. She works for Ohio Health, and the seat she will be replacing is a person that's employed by Ohio Health. So they'll provide some consistency as far as, the employer and representation of the community.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you. At least for that. I've got a couple other questions, but I'll save them for when you're done with other.
Okay,
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, gentlemen.
that was Al.
Was Al.
Carl, you have anything?
Thank you, Al.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Al.
Okay. Next is approval of an MOU with Region 5 Ohio Collapse Search and Rescue. And there was a Rebecca Owens from EMA sent up a new MOU. They haven't had, the last one was signed in 2013, so we get a motion to approve the MOU.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And next thing is to authorize Richland County Park District levy non-general fund. If they passed the levy, and this would be for them to be able to use that money.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
yes.
Commissioner Mears.
And we have a late item here to put on the agenda. And JFS has requested some hirings. One would be to promote Dalton Caudell to the position of training IT administrator. And that would be effective as of May the 2nd. Pay rate of $28.22, pay grade 12.
Second,
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
And then she would like to hire eligible referral specialist 2 to support unit work 2 positions. And one is for Amy Beabout. And she would be making $17.02 an hour, and it would be effective as the 23rd. Where is it? know there's two of them. Where's the other?
Nope, they're moving her from eligible
Somebody.
referral specialist down to the unit support worker.
Right.
Yes.
And there isn't another one.
Nope.
Okay, all right. So we have Ms. Beabots change in position.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Hey, Al, you had some questions.
Yeah, that backflow thing, was that wastewater?
No. It is for our county buildings. We're required to test our backflows
Every what?
every year, once a
Okay,
year.
was that for? Is it just like one backflow per building?
I'm not sure of that it's city water backflow testing. Require
Okay,
us to do it. So Josh is trying to get it on a schedule. But I don't know if so it depends if the building has more than one water entry.
okay, and what is the cost of that then?
$3,640.
Not too much. Must have to do too, I'm guessing with the size of the water line coming into the building, because isn't the one coming in the courthouse fairly large?
Well, actually, this agreement covers 12 locations.
Oh, okay,
Child support, Longview Center, the One Stop Building, People's Hospital, the courthouse, dog shelter, the county garage, the county jail, Job and Family Services, prosecutor's office, the county maintenance building, and the county engineer.
okay. All right, that's all I had, thank you.
Okay. Carl, you have any questions?
No, nothing from me.
Okay, it is 9:42 and we will stand in recess. At 10:30, we come back, we'll have an executive session reviewing the RFP for the food service in the jail.
Do you anticipate in making any decisions after that executive session?
I think we will.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Saved by the bell. It is 10:30 and can I get a motion to go into executive session to review our RFP for the food service contracting?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
It is 10:41. We are back in session. And Rachel Troyer and Captain Blanc from the sheriff's office in the jail have presented us with the RFPs. And does anyone want to make a recommendation?
Go ahead, Cliff.
I recommend that we go with Trinity Food Services. Need more detail than that?
Their bid was the lowest and the best.
Effective.
Their 4-year contract?
Effective May 29th, 2024 through May 31st, 2025. So it's a 1-year, 3-day contract because we had extended,
Year contract.
pardon me. Oh, so it's actually a 4-year contract if we renew, yes. So we'll have 3 1-year renewals.
Okay, that's my motion.
Second.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears.
Yes.
Carl, you go first. You got any questions?
Sure, plenty of questions. Dollar amount, things like that, some details about the contract.
So I can speak on that. The dollar amount we're projecting, so it's scaled out to like by how many meals are served. We on average are usually hit between 701 and 750, which that price per meal would be, with the new contract, it would be 202 per meal, which is an 8% increase from what it was before at $1.87 a meal.
I'm sorry, Captain, that kind of glitched out. You said the previous was $1.87 a meal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the same company I believe you guys have had for a few years, Trinity Services out of Florida. I know the price went up 8.6% last year, and you said, well, what's the percentage of increase this year?
8%.
How many different RFPs did you get? And I assume if this was the lowest, that what were some of the others in terms of what they wanted to charge?
So there was 2 other bids. Those prices, the 2 other bids were from Summit and Airmark. Summit came in at about 226 per meal, and Airmark came in at 246 per meal.
And what is Trinity offering? Tell me a little bit about what this meal plan includes, what they're looking at, what kind of things they'll
Yeah, so
I
they
guess kind of like the menu or some basis there.
I don't have the menu before me. It's a 2,800 calorie diet on average per week. They get everything from cheeseburger, chicken patties, grilled cheese. They have a cold breakfast, and then a lunch and a dinner. It also includes like snacks for diabetics or those that are coming back from court. It's a 4-week cycle menu, so every week is different. So it gives a little bit of variety. Oh, in the end, we have, yes, I'm sorry. We have holiday meals as well. I think there's about 5 or 6 holiday meals for like Christmas, Thanksgiving. They would provide stuff like maybe turkey, mashed potatoes, or hot dogs on Independence Day.
Dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah, hot dogs
was
and
impressed with
burgers
that.
on Independence Day. Also with the contract, we have an escrow built in that would allow us to purchase like appliances, small wares, stuff like that to replace in an aging kitchen. We also have, there's one other thing. No, that was it. And I guess a change in the new contract would be that we will have only 4 inmates in the kitchen instead of 8 inmates, which would lower the risk of various issues.
I guess I was going to ask you about that because I know one of the things that's been discussed before is not having inmates serve food. Give me, if you would, one or two examples of issues that can cause when you have inmates working in the cafeteria or serving meals.
Yeah, there's a variety of issues. Yes, I would have liked to see no inmates in the kitchen, but that's gonna raise your cost as well. However, any issues would include injury to the inmate. Obviously, your introduction of contraband is a little bit greater with inmates working in the kitchen. And the mainstay was when we have outbreaks. I'll give an example of COVID. And if that one person from the kitchen gets COVID, we have to segregate and find new kitchen workers, which sometimes is very difficult, especially when you have to replace 8 at a time. And then you're isolating them for so many days, and then it can go on and on and on, which we struggled through COVID doing that. And then maybe you're selecting some inmate workers that you probably shouldn't work in the kitchen. So which would your risk for something happening down there be even greater?
And I think when I looked at the story from last year, I think the average was based on 601 to 650 meals a day, and that rate was $2.03. Are you seeing greater population, which is why or has it just gradually increased to 701 to 750?
Yes, sir. I am actually. Actually, in January of this year, our ADP was 184. February went to 216. March, it went to 243. And currently for April, it's 239. So, yes, definitely an increase in population. And I expect that to continue around our capacity, which is 234. That's what my staff really tries hard to keep it at that capacity limit.
Okay. So what is the food service budget? Without having to go back.
$596,000.
Captain Blanc, I didn't even see your lips move. Congratulations. That was excellent. You sounded very much like Commissioner Vera.
Ventriloquist.
Always checking the numbers.
That is correct.
All right. And Rachel, I mean, when you look at this, obviously, costs continue to go up in grocery stores. I know some say inflation has stabilized, but that doesn't seem to have really happened in the food sector. So are you surprised to see that kind of the price is still rising a little bit?
No, we're not surprised at all. One of the things that we did put in this particular contract this time is that they cannot, so at the renewal time, we are holding their feet to the fire that they have to follow the consumer price index for food. They cannot increase it above that. And that will stop, we hope, as long as it follows that index, that we won't see a 8, 10, 12% increase. Unless, of course, that consumer price index does go up that much. But yeah, we're not surprised at all.
What's that consumer price index kind of been going up the last few years? Obviously, probably not 8%, but what do you see for food costs from the CPI?
I believe it was 4%. I think that it was 4% last year. Because I was surprised that it was that low.
Okay. And Captain Blanc, with the 596 for your food budget, do you anticipate you'll be able to operate within that, or is this something you think you'll have to come back to see the commissioners to move some more money into that line item?
I expect to stay within that, under that, or under that.
Okay, well, that's what I had. Thank you all very much.
Al, you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. Relating to Carol's question about increased prices, considering the fact that the prices are going up for food. Were you satisfied with an 8% increase?
I was, yes, because I realized when we take away 4 inmate workers from that kitchen, I anticipated a little bit more of an increase for the company, the food service provider, to hire more workers to cover that workload. So I'm satisfied.
Okay, that sort of half answers my other question. So the food service company is going to provide those 4 workers that won't come from your jail population now.
They will provide the work labor, however they decide on how many they hire. Yes, they will provide that.
Oh, okay, based on the way you said that. So in other words, they'll
I'm
fill
sorry.
the gap, whether it'll be 4, it'll be whatever they decide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, those are all the companies I have. Questions I have.
Thank you.
All right, anything else be coming for the board? It is 10:52 and we will stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice work, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank